Ladies and Germans, how you all doing? This is Con Ulrich,
And I'm Rangru. Hello, hello, hello.
and we are here today, guys, to give you just a little bit of Steel Division goodness from our Asian comrades out there. Rang, what do you want to tell us about this map today and its combatants?
Well, we are on Carpiquet Duelist, and
Hmm.
on the left hand side in blue, playing as the 1st Polish Armour Division, we have KU2521. And on the right hand side in red, we have Holy Grail, praise be, at 116th Rindhound Division.
Now, you and I were talking about this. This is from an Asian tournament from about a
Mm-hmm.
couple of weeks ago,
Yep.
so this is pre-patch, right?
Yeah, its match is pre-patch, and to quickly sum over the patch real fast,
Hmm.
stuff's more deadly at close quarters, and you can actually fix when you get bailed out and your tracks get shot out, etc. But there's no real major individual division changes, so this wouldn't be too much of a difference. Fortunately, Khan, you
Hmm.
can't put AT guns inside of buildings in the new patch, which I think that's a good thing.
I say to me, that's a praise be.
Yeah,
I
that's the
mean,
praise be. It's a nice experiment, but how about just no?
yeah, I mean, like maybe Rakettenwerfer at the absolute most,
Yeah,
maybe, but that's
maybe.
it.
Yeah, be a company of heroes. But this tournament, just quickly go over it. Quick Run Day tournament hosted for the Asian located players in
Hmm.
Steel Division.
Hmm.
All of them are a best out of run, except for the finals, which is one of the finals matches that have been played. That was the best out of three. The
Hmm.
victor of this match will be the supreme champion of the tournament.
Indeed, indeed. And look at the matchup that we have today. So we've been seeing a
Mm-hmm.
lot of Polish recently, haven't we?
Yeah, I've been seeing quite a lot of Polish too, including just general play when I've been playing the game. They're a pretty decent division. They got really strong A phase. They got
Hmm.
lovely tank selection. The Saxons a real kick-ass artillery piece, and infantry is okay, but you kind of got some dragoonies which do have Piats, and if you get enough Piats, they can eventually hit something.
Here's the question, though. So on this kind of map like here, so Carpet Duelist, of course, you can see massive open spaces as we get
Mm-hmm.
underway here. Looks like the Germans are going to be a little bit more aggressive.
Yep.
But do the Poles suffer a little bit when it's more open ground?
Uh, Against that mortar, yes, because they can't really get any 1.2 kilometer anti-tank weaponry during
Hmm.
A phase. Not till B run they can get an Achilles or Firefly or something along those lines to try and deal with that mortar. So yeah, it's gonna hinder them quite a bit. So maybe some smoke tactics or trying to get close enough to the mortar in that 1 kilometer range to knock it out.
Seems about right, and you're absolutely right to try to get close enough to knock that thing out. But we only seem to have those two stewards. And does
Mm-hmm.
he really want to sacrifice the command range early on? Is the question, I suppose.
Oof, probably not. I mean, those turrets in open ground is including it as Panzer threes as well, or Panzer three on the southern flank.
Hmm.
That's going to
Hmm.
be not the best engagement, especially considering that Panzer three is a two-star veteran unit.
That's absolutely true. And actually, let's go into the infantry real quick. So, of course, the 116th has itself a fair bit of veterancy on the field already.
Mm-hmm.
Facing off against the Polish is not going to mean more of an issue.
Uh, Honestly, I'd really give the infantry advantage to run 16th in this matchup on this map, just because it's
Hmm.
so open.
Hmm.
The MG42s from the Panzer Grenadiers and the Weapon Squad itself are really going to tear apart a new run against those Strelskys and Dragoonies, which only have a single Piat. And also
Hmm.
the half-track support too. That's going to be just a lot of machine gun firepower on the field for the Germans.
That is true, although we are going to see the 251 to the north is practically giving himself up for just a nice, juicy target here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we're going to see too much out of that particular play
Yeah.
to the north.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to get it into that L-shaped cover for now, and it gets blown up.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So, tried and failed, unfortunately.
yeah. And it's very a very weak flank for Hold the Ground up north. Only at one Panzer Grenadier,
Hmm.
and with the Stuart, yeah, and the Panzer Grenadier in an open field of all things, that's not gonna be good. I mean, he's pretty much devoted everything down south, and he really needs to try to make some attack happen quite fast down south to try to take advantage of the points.
Now, he does also bring in another machine gun up to the north. You see another
Hmm.
half track moving in there. But there is that Sexton immediately, that Phase A Sexton that causes players like you so much trouble now, isn't
Yep,
it?
yep. It's a really good A-phase artillery unit because you don't have to reload it because it has 90 shots. And what are you gonna do? Counter battery a Sexton? It's got 4 armor.
Well, didn't you tell me you were trying to do that recently in a 352nd game of yours?
Yeah, and the problem with that against 352nd is you don't have any long range RT till C phase. And even then, they don't have enough HE to effectively kill them. Really, the
Mm-hmm.
best way to counter a section of artillery is a Hummel. And
True.
those are expensive and take a long time to get.
Well, at least it always teaches you what do you do if you don't know the words, you hummel. And we're gonna,
Yep.
excuse me, Martyr, yeah, Martyr 3, wow, excuse me. Being brought up to the north, or a second Martyr being
That's
brought up
good.
to the north.
He's going to need that to try to shore up that northern flank because Kuri is moving in quite fast.
And with a lot of
Yep.
material. Of
I
course, he's
do.
going to keep that Stuart way out of range. Yes,
Yeah.
go ahead, I'm
I
sorry.
do like Pan's Grenadier, even though it seems like it's in an open field, it is being covered by that bunker.
Mm-hmm.
And he's putting it in the bunker because when it gets exposed, yeah, and it's just gonna get lit up. But keeping it
Yes.
behind is its best chance of keeping that Panzer Grenadier squad alive. So that's a good play. I like it a lot.
Now, how do you feel about the Martyr positioning to the south? Or actually the Panther 3 as well. So how do you feel the AFVs for the Germans right now?
He's very, very defensive down south where he really needs to be attacking. I understand why, because there could be, and there is, a 6-pounder nearby. But he needs to get some recon down south, maybe a Panzer Grenadier squad to help clear the Ray, and then start attacking with his armor, because it's nice having a Mortar 3, a Panzer 3, and a 250/8, but if they're not shooting anything, then what's the point?
Indeed. Indeed. And I think that section's going to start to barrage. Yep, it's barraging that Martyr 3, even as the plays his own version of Saving Private Ryan.
And that Saxon's going to give that Mortar a hell of a time, because the Mortar is a rather lightly armoured open-top vehicle. And when it's stressed out, it's effectively useless.
True, and it gets stretched out rather quickly now, doesn't it? Martyr 3 to the north is trying to put some HE fire out on the infantry attacking its beleaguered Panzergrens. And we are going to see that KU's actually going to fall back in the face of that, not wanting to engage against that. And it's really hard to disagree there.
Yeah, we got 2 Hurricanes out of that here for KU. Interceptor runs, and I'm guessing he's just using them to strafe the Panzer Grenadier. And
Well, he's going to get a quick surrender if he does. There we go.
There we go.
So nifty idea, actually. I was not expecting that.
That's a pretty good idea too, because Hurricanes are only like 110 points, I believe, Khan. That's pretty affordable.
Well, and frankly, with a 20 mil cannons, they still are fairly effective at both, lighter armored vehicles, which the 116th does have a plethora of.
Yeah.
As well as just suppressing that infantry, so it's a nice dual purpose.
And also, 116th doesn't really have that top tier AA game, especially in A phase. So
Exactly.
you can just strafe those Mortar 3s and Panzer Grenadiers extremely easy, and those are the real important units that you have to try and counter.
It does look like he's pissed off, Holy Grail's troops to the north, though. Now we see the MG, for some reason, going over open ground, but as well as a couple of Gepards coming on in. So that pathetic AA game you were talking about is coming in.
I mean, it's better than having nothing at least, but yeah.
True.
Yeah.
I always forget it's a 20 mil cannon on there.
I know,
I always think it's going to be bigger.
I know you think on a vehicle it puts with all that armor and whatnot would be, something a bit more, but nah, just a small 20mm. I mean, what is that? Is it like it's like a mortar in it? It's like a mortar chassis.
The chassis?
Yeah, it's like a.
It's essentially like a oh my gosh, what's the half track to the south? Essentially, it's like a 250. So yeah, it's a basic half track.
Huh.
And just mount a gun in the back.
Yeah, it was Germans. They'll stick a gun on anything that has reels.
Well, especially at this point.
They had to. Look at 21st Panzer Division.
P3 has gone down to the north and for an exchange of only getting that universal carrier.
Yeah.
And actually, I like this. KU's is tactically redeploying that AT gun. You just barely ever see play like that actually happening.
Wow. Damn, you're right. Actually using a half track to move an anti-tank gun. You are right with that, Khan. I hardly see it happen. And that is a smart move.
off the top of my head, I can't even think about how to attach that back to the half track
You
pathetically
just,
enough.
you just if anyone doesn't know, you just have to pretty much click on the half track of the AT gun, and they slowly join together and then connect.
And they make little half track babies.
Yeah, like half track anti-tank gun babies. They're pretty deformed and messed up. Like the I was gonna make a joke about the American 75mm half-track anti-tank gun, but
yeah, that
I
seems a
think
little bit
it
too
would've
close
missed.
on. That's gonna be a very specialized joke. We are gonna see a Grail coming on in for the Germans, so they have some artillery coming onto the field, but that is only 15 rounds.
Yeah, but it does do 27 HE, which
True.
which is I think it compensates more for the size alone instead of its stamina. But
are we really going there on this cast?
we're going
we can
there.
go there.
We're going
there.
there. We're already been there, bud. We talked about anti-tank guns and the half-tracks having mating rituals. But the Grail is an interesting unit. You never see it often, and it is a Death Star cannon. But the reason you don't see it much is it only has that 1 kilometer range. That's not terrible, but considering it only has 4 armor, it does make it very susceptible to pretty much any enemy tanks or anti-tank guns.
You know, I take a little bit of offense to that, as we see actually looking up to the north. Oh, wow, it's a pain train down to the south. 3 Hurricanes diving on in, all of them looking to take out that Martyr, and should be able to, actually. The 20 mil cannons, they definitely have the possibility. Okay, well, at least they get the force fallback.
I think if they were to maybe shoot the mortar from the flank, they probably could, but yeah, that one Messerschmitt.
Oh, that's brave and rather stupid, though. I mean, good gosh. Oh, yeah.
He's gonna get out because the Hurricanes are slow as hell.
Indeed.
Or is he?
Indeed.
No, he doesn't.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even check. Oh, there's a 4th one coming on in as well.
That is, I mean, it's a good play for 1v1, as those Hurricanes, as you can see, are very effective multi-role, as we've got a Polish fighter ring just dominating the field now like it's Battle of Britain.
Well, the thing is, too, I mean, I keep wanting to see. We are seeing some losses up to the north. I want to see that Grail actually be firing, because it's not often you see that go off.
It's also really good, because if you were to indirect fire, like move on like a place, you can kind of kill stuff around corners.
True, I hadn't even thought about that, but that's exactly true.
It requires a bit of micro, but it works wonders when you know there's, just a guy on the other side of that hedgerow, or, a Panzer Grenadier squad. Or not you shouldn't be blowing up Panzer Grenadiers if you're using a Grail.
I'm going to ask you a question when you finished about that, yeah.
But if it's a rifle squad inside a building, but you don't have line of sight. And looking down south, we got a bit of an attack going on. Just the whole Polish armor division now attacking, because
not much there to stop him. That 250's gone. That P3 is panicking as he deserves to.
The one problem is just that mortar, but he's already taken some fire, and the Stuart is in range.
Yes, but he's going after the Panzer Grenadier Führer.
Oh, he doesn't have line of sight. It's just that little tree line blocking him. Oof.
Now he sees him.
Now he sees him.
Now he doesn't. Oh my gosh. Smoke play. There we go.
That's good smoke. Do you love enter of the Panzer Grenadier Führer? Mwah. That's perfect. Perfect.
Well, that's what you do. You watch out for your men, right? So
exactly.
That makes perfect sense.
I don't know if that mortar free is going to be able to get out, Khan. I mean, the Stuart's starting to encroach.
Just barely passing outside that 1,000-meter range, just about now.
Yeah.
And the P3 is at least removing some of that line of sight, so I don't know. I think it's really just that the Stuarts. Oh, oof, that was too bad there.
Yeah, but this isn't good for Rintown to O in this entire A phase. They've very defensive.
We're into B now.
Oh, we're into B. Jeez.
Time flies when you're having fun.
It's not good at all, Khan. He had that 1.2 kilometer effective engagement distance, which he now doesn't have as goes the mortar. And I think really not attacking on that southern flank hindered him quite a lot, because you have to be aggressive in A phase of Rintown. You just have to.
Well, one thing I'm not enjoying, I'm not liking his AA placement way back to the southeast. He's got Gepard way back there. It's just this.
I think you just forget about it When it's like the
Possible.
hurricanes are flying around, it's like, oh, I need it here to shoot down hurricanes. But, you know, it's a good time to maybe move up to the front line, bud. You can't stay as reserve troop forever.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Got to do your
And
part in this war.
I would say shockingly enough, despite all this Polish material on the field, the Germans are still holding a territorial advantage.
Yeah, I mean, it's really just a half-track penetration across the open ground on the airfield, which is gaining them the points for now, but it's not really a strong defensible location, especially when there's a Firefly in the northern flank.
True. True,
Yeah.
but that Firefly I don't think is looking too far to the south, and I think for a few more seconds... Oh no, another one's coming on, and that's, yeah, there's going to be some dead half-tracks.
Yeah, that's going to be... Dead-a-rooney. And that's what I mean, the Polish now, they can just kind of do that tank spam with the Firefly, with the Wolverines. They got, well, you could get Cromwell 6s in A phase already, but now he's starting to get him because he has proper anti-tank capabilities. And yeah, I mean, just looking at Rindhound, they have the Panzer, which is pretty nice. And the Mortar 3 up north, you know, is probably going to die due to our Firefly. So the armor game isn't going to be on point for Rindhound.
Yep. Man, that accuracy of that gun, I never give that thing enough credit.
The Firefly?
Yeah.
Yep, same as like a Rittman.
6 accuracy, you think it's going to do a lot less... Well, as silly as it sounds, you expect it to be a lot less accurate. Half-tracks being rushed in, trying to stem the bleeding, it looks like. Really, it looks like it's just going to give him more targets for those Fireflies.
Yeah, I mean... In an open map like this, those autocannon half-tracks aren't going to be doing you any favours.
Indeed.
Especially now with his armor on the field, they're just going to plink away, maybe get a few morale hits, but the Polish strengths are going to be strong.
Well, and that's the thing I kind of don't like sometimes. Like the Poles, for example, they may not be an immediately aggressive brigade, but Phase A is when they just continue to build momentum. You have to hit them early.
Yeah, same with Guards Armored. Poles and Guards Armored are so good at building momentum, even more in Panzer. Because you can just get so many tanks with both divisions. Especially once you get like C-Phase Guards Armored, where you're buying like a Sherman a minute, essentially. It's ridiculous. It's awesome, but it's a bit ridiculous.
I hadn't even thought about that.
Yeah.
Now, we are seeing this brave half-track behind enemy lines. He's going to get taken out in about a second and a half. And indeed, this Firefly is even looking down the road.
Yeah. Also,
never mind. He's moving away.
Yeah. Also, just thinking, this wasn't really a good map to bring out Rindhound on. Because Rindhound, even though they do have Mortar 3s and A-Phase, they do much better and more like mid-close range engagements where their Panzer 3s can do some maneuver warfare. And where they can kind of use a half-track spam, like those 2-star transport half-tracks, to do a lot of damage. Speaking of a lot of damage, look in the air.
Oh my god.
That's a,
all the flying monkeys in the world.
Yeah.
And the Hurricane anti-tank rockets take out 2 half-tracks.
Yep, that's right, you don't bunch up half-tracks. And he's just attacking everything now in pretty much a last-ditch effort, and KU now has the point advantage.
True, and I think we're going to see ourselves a quick tap out here.
Yep.
He knows the writing's on the wall. And although this game was a quick one, guys, we just want to at least give a little bit of our shout-out to our Asian community for Steel Division. We focus so much on the U.S. and Europe side of it, but yeah.
Yeah, people play us in Asia.
Who knew?
And look at the KD.
Wow.
Yup.
It didn't seem that bad.
It didn't seem... He was shooting a lot, but I guess he wasn't really getting any kills.
Yeah, that's pretty bad when there's only 6 kills total for the Germans.
Yeah, and like he killed a Universal carrier, a rifle squad, like another he killed like 1 Stuart, 2 Universal carriers, a 6-pounder, and a rifle squad.
Well, of course, the real hero of today was that one Firefly by our Benchik.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, there we go. 3 half-tracks, a P-Gren, and a Martyr 3. So facing the hordes of the Hun and turning them back with hardly a care in the world.
Yeah, but I know KU he built up the armor force. We didn't really get to see it in full force, but he had enough to really take out victory. And I think for Holy Grail, he just, even though it wasn't really a good match to bring Ringtown on, he still needed to try to be a bit more aggressive, because he just sat here with his tanks in the southern and didn't really get much done with it, unfortunately.
Very, very true. And I was actually going to make that similar comment myself, but you beat me to the punch on that. Just like who beat Holy Grail to the punch?
Bloody French.
Oh no, let's not French bash in this cast. We'll do that another time, I promise.
No, bloody Monty Python, mate.
Yeah,
Monty Python and Holy Grail.
Of course, it's a classic. But let's leave that for another time.
Okay,
well, that'll be the next cast.
I think it should just be a cop out, Jan.
Okay, that'll be a cop out. That's fine.
Okay.
All right. In that case, that's gonna do it for me. How about you there, Rang?
Yeah, I'm good.
Sounds good, folks. We'll see you all soon. This is Con Ulrich.
I'm Rangaroo. Take it easy.